Okay, a couple quick more shots. I'm on the passenger side. Near the front, there's a ground wire that you gotta hook up that goes right on the bottom bolt of the transmission, right there. And it goes to the body. Right. So I'm following the transmission under this arm. Right there. That's where it goes. And this linkage for the transmission, it's hard to get a shot. It bolts into the bottom of the pan. Like that. And then this pin, this thing here, goes on here. Just get it in the right position. There's also supposed to be some kind of lockout that goes to the column shifter. It goes up to that rod right up there. I don't have that. I think it's a lockout for the reverse lockout, but I can't find it. If I ever had it, I don't know where it is. And going back to the fuel lines that I showed earlier, I hooked it up. It's the main line. It follows down under the frame here. And the return line, which goes on the other side of this frame, goes down, up, then all the way back. And this other line right here, I'm right near the oil filter right here. The other line is the vapor line. It heads towards the front, which I'll hook up later. Okay, a couple quick more shots. I'm on the passenger side. Near the front, there's a ground wire that you gotta hook up that goes right on the bottom bolt of the transmission, right there. And it goes to the body. Right. So I'm following the transmission under this arm. Right there. That's where it goes. And this linkage for the transmission, it's hard to get a shot. It bolts into the bottom of the pan. Like that. And then this pin, this thing here, goes on here. Just get it in the right position. There's also supposed to be some kind of lockout that goes to the column shifter. It goes up to that rod right up there. I don't have that. I think it's a lockout for the reverse lockout, but I can't find it. If I ever had it, I don't know where it is. And going back to the fuel lines that I showed earlier, I hooked it up. It's the main line. It follows down under the frame here. And the return line, which goes on the other side of this frame, goes down, up, then all the way back. And this other line right here, I'm right near the oil filter right here. The other line is the vapor line. It heads towards the front, which I'll hook up later. Okay, it's been a few days. I've been doing other stuff, but we're looking down the distributor hole. Can't quite see my viewfinder. But anyway, that's that thing down there, the oil, the end of the oil rod. So the point being, let me adjust this camera. I'm going to put it on the stand. The point being is that when I put the flex plate on, hang on. When I put the flex plate on, I'm mumbling because I'm messing with the camera. But anyway, when I put the flex plate on, the oil, when I turn the engine over, the rod moves. So now I don't know where the distributor goes. So again, I think I showed this earlier, but I'm just gonna do it again and try to stay out of the way. It'd be nice to have an automatic camera that would just go where you wanted it to. So, if you remember correctly, on the Pontiacs, the rotor should be pointing right here. So I'm just gonna, again, once you turn the engine, you lose your timing. So let's just see if it just happens to drop in. So this should be pointing about right there. So let's drop it in. See where it drops. So it's not, it doesn't want to drop in right there. Like I said, that's the problem. Let's see, it wants to drop in. That's where it wants to be. That's all the way down. Well, we know that's wrong. So I gotta go in there and that thing I showed you, that oil rod, I gotta turn it from the way we're looking at it. I gotta turn it clockwise. It's raining. You can probably hear it in the background. Pouring outside. Boy, it's kind of weird with rain in June, but so we're still off. That's pretty damn close. I don't know if you can see that. It's like one gear off. It's kind of dry a little bit, like do my braille. That went too far. Just one to the left. Turn a little bit clockwise again. Can't see it, I'm just kind of filling in there. Oh. There it is. That's where I want it. Pointing right there. Anyway, that's how you do it. I know I showed it before, but the engine's in now. It's on top of the center. Putting the distributor plate in. Distributor hold down, I guess you call it. This light, by the way, I made it. I don't know where I got it. I just put the magnets on the bottom, so it'll stick anywhere. I'm just gonna tighten it up until it's not, when I start it, when the time comes, it's not too loose. It's still kind of loose. That's good. Drops in when it goes into the slot. It should be right about there. There it is. It was a hell of a lot easier when the engine was out. Anyway, that's it. And this is going to plug in somewhere with a wiring harness when I get to that point. So that's it. I just been messing around, cleaning up, blew out the shop, working on other stuff. Oh, there was a lightning storm and my thermostat started smoking and up in the house. Some kind of lightning strike or something burned up the thermostat. Kind of weird. But I have a warranty, and the warranty that covers the thermostat, which costs $350, but not the labor to come out, and that was $150. They always get you somehow. It's 5 minutes later. I realized I need to put oil on the gear, so I gotta take it back out. See how long it takes. I loosened the nut. So we know it'll drop back in the right spot. Just want to make sure I get plenty of lube on this. Now you know what? Shake it up. You want something, like I said, this is breaking oil. Now that I just turned the gear, I'm gonna have to take the cap off again. Oh, I'm gonna take the cap off. Damn it. Let me get a rag. Go find a rag. I wasn't counting on this. I'll take the cap off again. Just to double check. I'm pretty sure it's in the wrong spot. There it is. That's right. So anyway, make sure you put oil in. First time if you're starting up. Drop in. That's it. Put the distributor holder back on. Light is right in my way. I got the fender off, by the way. I only had one bolt holding it on. It's too hard to do. Fender in the way. Socket just fell on the ground, of course. Probably somewhere where I can't reach. Actually, rolled out a little bit tighter. Perfect. So that's number one. So I just wanted to show you these. You get at an electrical store for marking wires. So I just marked number one so I don't forget. I just stuck it on there. I could go around and mark every one, but I don't need to. Okay, the magician's here. So that's a
needle scaler.
That's a needle scaler.
And remove rust.
Okay, so this is what he's going to do with it. Harbor Freight needle skiller, I think they're about 25 bucks.
Take the needle assembly
So
out.
I got this old piece of metal. He hit it with a ball peen hammer, and he put a dent in it. He goes, look at this tool. So watch, he took the needle piece off. Got
A dolly, body dolly.
It done?
No, it's moving around too
The only
much.
problem is the end falls off.
It's moving too much.
So you got to make sure that you control the end. It work? Anyway, that's the
Better.
interesting. This is the kind of stuff he does. Well, look at this. Then he goes, let's make a mold. So I got this heater delete piece. You can't see it. Maybe I showed it in another video, but it's got to be a little bit thicker. So we made this mold out of a piece of wood that I have. And we're going to mix silicone and cornstarch and make it that much deeper, thicker. And it'll end up being like a rubber gasket. Anyway, that's the kind of stuff this guy does. Let's just do that.